That's better. Hi Oliver, hello mate. Yeah, now earlier on this should have been working. I was getting it so I could do a live stream, but it was an unlisted live stream, so it should have gone out live. But then I can mess about with it before it goes up as a recording. So I put it on that, but it looks like it just doesn't go out anywhere except to myself. So I had to turn that off, so it will now broadcast. So this will be going out live, and the recording will start kicking off. Yeah, it's the whole thing's gone pear-shaped, mate. I've been talking to myself for about half an hour. I thought I knew the pubs had been open again, but I didn't realise it was going to be that quiet. I thought people were either at the boozer or having their hair cut because the sun was still shining. And yeah, so yeah, how you doing, mate? Anyway, while you're here. Oh, hello. Yeah, no, it's picking up, and people are here. Wondering where the hell I've been. Right, hang on. Ah, dear. An old Eddie's gone away to Somerset for a nice week's holiday. I don't know if you probably saw that on the Discord. Now I'm broadcasting live. Hang on, let's go back to... I've got it on here. There's something that you told me about, Oliver. Was this maybe being able to get onto free courses? This thing I've got a click on the bottom here. Hang on, bear with. Yeah, this here list of free level 3 qualifications available to eligible adults. That's adults from 19 upwards. And if you go on the website, there is a link to it in the description. You can do look for the construction part of it, and there are plastering courses in that construction part. Exactly what you need to be eligible, I'm not sure, but anyone that was thinking of giving it a go or thinking about paying for a course, it's worth having a look at this and seeing if it's worth trying to get these qualifications for nothing, and not having to pay for the course. But yeah, yeah, mate, it's the whole thing's thrown me a bit tonight. Jason, skint. Yeah, Jason, if you're skint, mate, and you want to do one of these courses, mate, you can see if you're eligible to do it. Evening, MP. Yeah, I'm good, mate. The yeah, my old live stream went a bit pear-shaped, so I've been talking to myself for about half an hour before I could rectify the blooming thing. Hey, love brown bread toast. Ain't seen you for a while, mate. Any thoughts on Tiger? Oh, not Tiger Stripes again. In multi-finish. I keep getting them lately, usually during the final trials. I meant Tiger. At the end of the day, with Tiger Stripes, as long as they don't show through the paint once the thing's been decorated. I mean, you can get a lot of really kind of varying patterns depending on how much water you've used on a skim when you're troweling it up or running your speed skim across it, and how much it has gone off. If it's gone off a little bit too much and you're chucking too much water on it, you can get a few more Tiger Stripes in it. But at the end of the day, if you can't feel those stripes, then they're not going to show up through the paint, so it don't really matter at the end of the day. Or it shouldn't do, mate, anyway, as far as I know. Oh. Yeah, no, I've been talking to myself for at least half an hour, thinking, only seems to be one person on here, and I think that one person was me. I just thought everyone would be at the pub, in a pub garden somewhere. I love the Tiger Stripes, mate, but yeah. I don't mind getting a question about Tiger Stripes every Ask the Plasterer. I mean, it's for anybody to come on here. It doesn't matter if they ask the same question. Like, different people ask the same questions, because basically that's what this is for. At the end of the day, it's nice to have the usual gang here. Thank God. I was feeling so lonely. It was untrue. And then I thought if I've kicked this thing off too late now, or I've made a mess of it, that it's not going to. No one's going to be here. They're going to go, oh, Eric said he was going to be on tonight, and now he's not. No, he's not. As ever, the phone line still works if you want to make a phone call in. But I'm asking too much now, aren't I? Eddie, and you're away now, Eddie, aren't you? Away, but yeah, well, mind you, if I was away chilling, I'd probably tune in to the Ask the Plasterer live stream. I messed it up. Oh, here, Cam. Hello, mate. I don't know if you heard earlier. I just completely messed up the live stream. I was talking to myself for about half an hour, which wasn't great. But hey ho, what can you do? MP, have you any experience with Venetian plaster? No, mate. If I'm honest, I haven't had any. I've got no experience with the stuff at all. I know a lot of guys that do it. I think tend to specialise in it, rather than just do it as I can do Venetian plastering as well. Anything Venetian plastering, marbling, all that kind of stuff I've seen, but I've never really done. This week, mate, I did at the beginning of the week. I had a church ceiling to do, but it was 11 foot high. And when I went to look at it, I had to bald it and then skim it. I wasn't anticipating it. Well, I kind of, sometimes you just look at the ceiling and go, oh yeah, that's not too big, I can sort that out. And I knew it was higher than an average ceiling, but I wasn't really concentrating when I went to look at the job, because I've done some other work there before. And yeah, I literally had to balance a plank between a couple of sets of steps, my props, which would, I think Eddie or someone said they go up to about 10 feet. So okay, so they were still a foot short for doing that. So I got the props on the board with me, trying to hold the plasterboards in the air, and there was 9 plasterboards. And cut a long story short, it took me from I got there at 8, and to board the ceiling up took me till 2:30 in the afternoon, which is ridiculous for 9 boards. But when you're balancing up there, try not to break your neck. And then it was only thanks to the fact that I had my speed skims and that I'd bought an attachment for the pole, that when it came to putting a set on this thing, I could chuck the skim up there as quickly as I could, and it was a 2-bag mix as well, and then start to roll it off back to front from the floor with the pole as extended as high as it would possibly go, the decorator's pole. My speed skims on the top, went over it with the plastic one, and then went over it with the metal one, and then I went around the edges with a big set of steps up against the wall around the edge, just to get a nice edge on it. But basically across the middle was just finished off with the speed skims from the floor, and it looked great at the end. But it was a sweat, and by the time I tidied up, I think I finished plastering by about 5:30. But again, by the time you tidy up, pack the car, and I had to park opposite this place, couldn't park right next door. I don't think I got home to about 7. I got to stop doing those kind of jobs. It was more than a day's money, but it was a lot of effort. I'd be more careful next time. Jason, do you ever render with lime, as it's more flexible than using normal cement? As bits of work I've had done seems to crack even with using EML. Yeah, well, Jason, I mean, I put lime in my sand and cement mixes to make it a bit more flexible, but not just sand and lime, because there's not enough. At the end of the day, there's not really enough strength in it. Well, it's got a certain amount of strength because it's a lime mortar, but that can crack up easy. I mean, the practice plaster that I suggest making in my plastering school part 1 video is basically a sand and lime mix with plasticizer in it as well, just to make it a bit more creamier still. But if you're not careful with that, yeah, that can crack up as well. And the point of it is you can scrape it once it has dried. You can scrape it back off. And bricklayers use just the sand and lime if they're teaching bricklaying to lay the bricks with, because even once it's gone off, you can just pull the bricks apart. Whereas if you put sand and cement in it, obviously you can't. But yeah, put a decent amount of lime in with your sand and cement, and probably try not to make your sand cement mix too strong. I mean, when I'm doing a scratch coat, I use about a 3-to-1 mix, and then the second coat should be a 4 or 5-to-1 with lime in that as well. So yeah, I hope that helps, mate. Did you plaster reveals freehand when you first started? I struggled to get them nice. Even with beads, when you come across one, realise it was a freehand. Yeah, I mean, beads have been around for a long time now. Even when I was like learning to plaster, they'd been out about 10 years or something like that. Prior to that, you'd stick one I was taught to stick a plank up against one edge, and you would wedge it from the floor, do one side of a reveal, whether it was the base coat or the finish, and then when that had gone off, you moved the wood around to the other side, wedged it into place, and then skimmed that side to get your edge. But it was an absolute pain in the backside to do it that way. Angle beads are fantastic, but no, if you get the beads right, mate, you shouldn't have issues with it. And the way to get a reveal nice and square with a bead on there is you have to be careful you don't scratch the windows, depending on what kind of windows they are, the frames. You basically put a piece of 1x1, 2x1 wood, cut it just past the width of what the reveal would be, and stick a nail in the end that goes against the window frame, so it stays exactly in the same place as you run up the window, so it's nice and straight across from your bead back to the window frame, rather than it going slightly in or slightly out or getting a bit curvy on the way up. But as I say, when you're doing that, you've got to be really careful. Yeah, that's right, Cam, you can laugh, mate. So I missed that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to. I'll probably just whack this live stream just straight on. Well, it'll go up anyway. Can't be bothered to edit it because say the beginning won't be there. What I have got to do is learn how to, because I'm sure you can, move back up the. Bear with. Right. I don't mean you're an amateur at plastering. Love brown bread on toast and toast if you get tiger stripes in it at the end of the day. As long as it's flat and smooth. Oh dear. Did you plaster reveals freehand when you first started? No, mate. It was yeah, no, it's definitely I always used beads. Or yeah, I don't think I ever used timber apart from when I was learning to form an angle. And mine are usually a bit curvy. Speaking of beads, any thoughts on different types of beads? I tried micro mesh ones at home recently and found them good for bedding into existing render. Yeah, those little plasterboard beads that have got the very fine mesh either side. I've used them in the past, but I only tended to buy them when they were the only ones that were available, compared to the ones with the little holes and stuff in. I found their flexibility a little bit weird sometimes. Like anything else, if you use them all the time, you just get used to using that kind of bead. But I like the old, what I call the traditional plasterboard bead. Those little holes and curves in. You can just put your screws in if you want to screw them on. Well, if you can screw them on. And they seem to be a bit more, not square. Yeah, a bit more like this, whereas the ones with the mesh either side, the mesh tends to do that. Well, that's what I find anyway. So when I'm sticking them on, I have a few issues sometimes with the mesh sticking out past where I want the plaster to go on. Oh, hey ho. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'm still a bit flustered that It's all went a bit pear-shaped at the beginning, and then my missus has whacked the heating up, so I'm sweating like a pig. Have you all got your hair cut and been out for a pint in the garden yet, or you're not rushing it? I'm basically looking forward. I just want to go in a pub. I want to be able to sit in a pub and enjoy it that way. I don't want to sit out in the freezing bloody cold. Especially when it was snowing this morning. Could you believe that? Crazy, absolutely crazy. Eddie, yeah, Eddie. You had a nice relaxing day, mate? Did it snow up there this morning? Oh no, did you leave this morning? I think you went. It was today you went up there, wasn't it? I'd like to tune in. Yeah. Cheers, Eddie. Yeah, I wondered if you might pop in tonight, but I thought, no, he's on holiday. He probably thinks, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do anything that's got to do with plastering. Oh dear. Don't want to miss out. You're not missing much tonight, mate. No, I think multi's more or less. A few people have been going on about the multi finish. Doesn't seem quite as it usually is. I haven't had any. I haven't noticed anything really noticeable about it at all. Hello, Frankie. Can't wait for that first pint after Graft Friday. Yeah. Oh dear. I'll just go into a pub. I mean, I haven't done it for years anyway, but just going to a pub at lunchtime, and then if you're in a position where someone else is cooking some dinner at home of a lunchtime, obviously mostly a Sunday, and you go out for a pint, then that used to be lovely. Have a pint in a pub, then go home and have a lovely old roast dinner. I hadn't done that for blooming donkeys even before the pandemic kicked in. But I'm looking forward to proper getting back to the boozer. Never change the scenery. I'll go out tonight. My missus works in the pub. So you're stuck with the kids. I like it. Never mind, Frankie. Yeah, how are you, Mike? I'm good, mate. Thank you. Dear. Now, poor Frankie. No, yeah. If your missus works in the pub, mate, then yeah. Oh dear. I'm assuming it's her first time back in then. Evening, John. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. Oh, that's it. I feel like we're having a bit of a party here now. I say earlier on when I got the live stream wrong and it wasn't broadcasting, and I couldn't believe that there was only one person watching it, and I think that was just me. So at least there's a few of us here now. Dear, I was going to have an early night off as well, but hey, well, no, I haven't done this it's been 3 weeks now because of Easter. Frankie, big star. Never mind, mate. Never mind. Yeah, guys, don't forget to. I think there's on the old community, the Discord community. I think there's 20 of us on there at the minute. A few of us, me, Eddie, Cam, and a few of the other guys, have a bit of a chat on there. Put some pictures up just through the week. It's nice just to be able to have a chat and see how everyone's getting on. Or to have a moan about something, or send a photo in of what we're just about to try and tackle. This is the kind of thing you can't so much do on these live streams or on the YouTube channel. So again, with that Discord thing, the links are in the description. Click on the link, and then once you're in it, click on the little, follow the description, and click on the little box that's got a tick in it with a number next to it, which is currently 20, the number, which is how many of us are on there, because we really want to build that up as a like a forum community where we can chat and not just have to wait till these things come around. Have you had anyone make you wear a face mask while you work? Would hate to wear one, and then while I'm plastering. I was there was only one. Actually, no. Most of the jobs I've gone to look at, I'd put a mask on. Apart from one that I completely forgot, I didn't have a mask on. But all of those customers, none of them had masks on when I went round to look at the jobs, or when I've gone to do the jobs. I've generally been left alone in whatever room I've been working in, so then I'll just whip the mask off. There was one particular place where the guy was there all day, and I don't know, I think because I started wearing the mask, I thought, well, you'll wonder why I'm taking it off now. I've had it on half a day. So, yeah, one day in the last, well, ever, I wore a mask all day while I was working, which, yeah, it's not nice. It's the only time you realise if your breath smells, you think, oh, hello. And if it didn't smell in the morning, it will by the afternoon. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do that again. Eddie. Yeah, you tell him, Eddie, we need more people on Discord. It's not difficult. And it's nice just to have that extra contact rather than just meeting up on here. Frankie, when you do any rendering, do you use the waterproof in the top coat or your scratch coat? Me and my dad had a disagreement about it the other day. If it's a pebble dashing coat going on top, then I always put an absolute ton of waterproofer in the first scratch coat in a 3-to-1 sand cement mix with some liming. The top coat, if it's going to be a rubbed up top coat, then I still put a little bit of waterproofer in the first coat just to kill some of the suction, because if you don't and you're going to be trying to do a smooth render on the top, it's just going to go off too fast. Otherwise you have to start messing about with trying to wet it down or put PVA on it. And yeah, I even saw Blaine Gray, that video he put up recently of a rendering job that kind of went wrong, and that was just because the suction in it was just crazy, which obviously wouldn't have been so bad if he'd have put a waterproofer in the coat underneath. But when you're just doing a rubbed up smooth coat on top, you don't want it to hang about all day. Of course, I think it was hot and it had a lot of sun on it and what have you. So yeah. So yes, mate. I hope that answers your question, Frankie. I don't know what your dad's saying and what you're saying. Who's saying you should, yeah? What are either of you saying about it? That you should put a waterproofer in your first coat or your second coat, or you shouldn't? Let me know. Easy to forget you've got one on, but it really is a share when you take one off. Sorry, brown bread toast. What are you talking about there? Easy to forget, because I've lost the plot a bit tonight. Easy to forget you've got one on, but it really is a breath of fresh air. Ow, sorry, masks, mate. That was, wasn't it? Senior moment there. Yeah, no, it's lovely to take a mask off if you've had it stuffed on your face. I don't have too much of a bother wearing them. I mean, I will, when I'm going to look at jobs now, I will just wear it just for the hell of it. But once all this, the next lot of lockdown finishes, then I don't think, no matter what they sort of say or the government says, I think people will just stop wearing masks and stuff. They'll go, well, it's all, all the restrictions are stopped now. So, yeah, I'm not going to wear a mask going into the pub or before I sit down or wherever in the shops and stuff. I think everyone, unless there's some massive fine, which there shouldn't be any reason for that, I think everyone will basically go back to same old as before pandemic. But we'll wait and see. Sometime in June, isn't it, when we get more like as total freedom as we're going to get, all the vaccines working and stuff. Frankie, sounds like I'm the wrong one. I forgot he's done it 30 more years than me. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, but I mean, Frankie, if you can not put the waterproof in your coats and whatever kind of coat you're doing, if it's rendered or dashed, and you can do it without, then do it without. But when it comes to dashing on a top coat, the bottom coat definitely needs to be as dead as a doornail when it comes to suction. So you don't suck all the water out of your gear before you chuck the stones on it and they'll bounce off. Though not that's done now with this this other gear now, this silicone rendering, monocouche and all this. I wouldn't have an absolute clue about any of that kind of gear. And I'm thinking with that, it's a completely different kettle of fish. So you ain't got to worry about top and bottom coats with sand and cement. Because it seems to, as far as I can tell, it seems to be catching on to most of the guys that do rendering. I think because you get a better finish, basically at the end of the day, you don't get that swirly, horrible pattern you can get on an outside rendered wall when the sun shines across it at a certain angle, which is a major issue for all of us spreads. Well, window plastering as well. If someone's going to have a wall light on the wall, you really need to make sure that you're careful. Yeah, okay, I'm cooking in here tonight. Yeah, I think I know Eddie's already on the Facebook group Trail Talk, which is Stuart Roberts' Facebook group, which again is a great place to be able to put stuff and comment on each other's work or ask questions and help each other out. Say he works on a similar vein as me. He's the whole point of doing these things is it helps yourself obviously, and it helps other people out, and that's the best way to get anywhere in life is by helping other people, and then that generally helps you out too. So, yes, that's worth going on there, but not at the expense of not going on the Discord Ask the Plasterer community, of course. Guys, thank you very much. Oh dear. When it comes to any of the links in my videos, I mean, Candid let me know once that some of them stopped working. If you find that at any point, just drop us a note and let me know, and I can rectify it. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen recently, I put a post up about what's it called, high-tack fibre tape, which you can get on Amazon, which I've got links to. And if you only order one, then it's only a teeny bit cheaper than the usual stuff. But if you order like 10 rolls of the gear, it works out about £3.83 a roll, which compared to like £8 something for the orange one that they do in like B&Q, is well worth it. I think that things like that, and PVA as well, which you can order. I'm looking at now, just ordering some stuff in bulk so I can just shove it in the garage when it comes to fibre tape and beads and PVA, rather than keep having to pop the B&Q every time I do a job. I used to get gear from those guys. I don't know if you've ever had them get onto you, that do they do stuff cheap in bulk. They're right up north somewhere, and they have a lorry. So now our lorry's coming down to London next week. I can do a box of 50 beads for, I can't remember how much for, but they're a good price. I can do so many boxes of fiberglass tape for a good price, but it's on account, and you get all this stuff, you take it on, you pack your garage with it, and then at the end of the month, of course, they send you the bill. And then the month after that, they're back on the phone trying to flog you more, and that kind of thing kind of just gets on my nerves in the end. I had more stuff than I could use, so I went back to buying it a bit at a time. But now I know I can just order a few bits cheaper on the Amazon and shove those in the garage, and then just keep them topped up from time to time and get them cheaper. And I can't order stuff off my own links because I'll get a little kickback off it, so I'm not allowed to do that. But anything you guys buy on there, as I've said before, I'll get a bit of a kickback on that, which I can use towards towards this channel and keeping it going, and yeah, stuff and things like that, guys. Stuff and things like that. What are we doing for time? 8 o'clock. Yeah, I don't have to have just a short one tonight, guys, and take the rest of the evening off. I'm working on which I do want to do. I'm working on a new video, and in it I'm doing everything old school. The mixing, we're talking buckets, sticks, potato masher type bits of equipment for knocking the lumps out. We're talking tin bath, or probably plastic bath, because we've already got a plastic one. I don't think you can get the tin ones anymore. rakes and shovels, and but to make it a bit more interesting, it will be crackly and in black and white, and we'll have that classic hello oldie worldy posh English narration on it, so it just makes it a bit more fun as well. So I'm working on that at the moment to come out as the next video, just for a change, and to see how things used to be done in the olden days when I was young and first starting out. Dear. For anybody that might be watching that doesn't generally or hasn't had a actual chat this evening, apart from this whole Ask the Plasterer thing is for, well, it's for anybody basically. I mean, customers can come on here and ask questions of me or any of the other guys. Novices, DIYers, tradesmen, fully fledged. It's just asking questions for them that you kind of think, oh, I wanted to know something about plastering. Ask the Plasterers on every fortnight on a Monday. Again, I wasn't sure as the sun starts staying out longer whether to kick it off a bit later, like 8 o'clock instead of 7 or something like that. I don't know. I'd appreciate your suggestions on that, guys. And let me know what you think, or whether we just stick to 7 o'clock. As I say, it's just as the summer kicks in more, it's not going to be getting dark till 9 or 10. And it's nice and sunny out there. As I say, you kind of want to go out and have in your garden, if you've got one, or a pub garden, and have a burger, a barbecue burger, beer, as opposed to sitting at home doing this and chatting about plastering, especially after you've been doing it all week and just had the weekend off. Right, yeah, I think what I'll do, guys, I'll make tonight's Ask the Plasterer a bit of a shorter one, but shorter for you. so I've been going for at least half an hour longer. It wasn't going out, but never mind. And yeah, more people might watch this one if it doesn't go on for an hour and a half or 2 hours, which is fair enough at the end of the day. So. Yeah, Eddie, Mike, John, Frankie, love brown bread toast. Who else? Cam, if you're still there, mate. Jason, Oliver. I'm going to call it a night, and yeah, the next one, mate. I'm going to yeah. It's going to be 2 weeks from today. It's going to still be at 7 o'clock, unless you guys get back to me and go, 8 o'clock would be a better idea. Yeah, for anyone that hadn't seen it earlier, hang on, let's just pop back to it before I go. This list of free level 3 qualifications available to eligible adults. The link to that gov.website website, or just search for it. But there is a link in the description. And in the construction side, there are plastering courses to get this level 3 qualification in. And yeah, if you can get on the plastering course, if that's what you're looking at doing for nothing, then that would be cool. Mike, that arch is good that you're doing. Oh, the arch is good that you are doing. Did one the other week, turned out well. Mike, was it you that was asking me about the preformed arches last time we were doing this? Someone was asking me about having an opening and wanting to make it into an archway, and I was talking about the things you can buy. Generally come in 4 pieces. You stick either side of a doorway to make an opening. But can't remember if that was you, Mike, or someone else. Okay, cool. Did you buy the actual kit? And if you did you manage to get the True Line one that's got a nice smooth bead on the curve, as opposed to the rough kind of like mesh bead, which to say you can get over, but they're more of a pain. And I found them more expensive, even though they're meant to be the cheaper of the preformed arches. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, I'm going to knock it on the head for this evening. Thanks for coming along. Sorry, this didn't kick off at 7 o'clock, or not on the, not out live anyway. Yeah, I won't make that mistake next time. So again, don't forget, sign up to that Discord site, and it'd be nice to see you over there. Plastic skin breed turned out. Oh, okay, mate. Yeah, if you've got a plastic skin bead around it and it looks all right, then pucker. Right, cheers, Mike. I'm going to I'm going to say goodbye. Yeah, right. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming along, and I will speak to you soon. Or don't forget you can email me or come across to on the Discord site and have a chat on there, or leave messages or anything you like, guys. It'd be nice to talk to you on there as well as on this, so I can get more feedback from you. Okie dokie. Right, cheers, guys. As ever, I just got to find the off button. Hang on. Here we go. I'll see you later.